Zhongli Dongli's rerun is upon us. So in that case, this video will go over the Geo Daddy's entire being. I'll talk about his abilities, weapons, artifacts, you get the gist. It's a guide. So, without further delay, let's jump into it. Starting off with his kit, Zhongli's skill can do numerous things. Pressing the skill will summon the largest dong you'll ever see. Now this dong can be very useful. Firstly, it can make geo constructs from other characters pulsate and do some damage. Secondly, it can provide protection by blocking enemy attacks. And thirdly, you can climb Zhongli's dong. Oh yes, baby. That's what we really like. Jokes aside, being able to climb it can be useful for exploring the wonderful world of Genshin. Next, you can hold his skill, which will also do numerous things. It can summon the dong if there wasn't one to begin with. It can help mine rocks, drain geo from enemies, and most importantly, it'll give you a shield. Now the strength of said shield scales off of Zhongli's max HP. The shield can also give you stagger and interruption resistance. Furthermore, the shield has additional benefits, such as a 150% damage absorption from all elemental and physical damage, and while the shield is active, elemental and physical resistance of enemies will be decreased by 20%. Absolutely nuts. Another thing to add is that the cooldown is 12 seconds, but the shield itself will last for 20 seconds, meaning you can have 100% uptime. As for his burst, he'll summon a meteor and petrify enemies. This petrification can last for a time depending on the burst level. At level 10, it's a whole 4 seconds. This is very useful in many cases so you can have crowd control, but also keep in mind there are boss enemies that will not be petrified. To make up for this, Zhongli's burst has a huge multiplier which can lead to juicy damage. And it also has a low energy cost, so energy shouldn't be too big of a problem, in theory. Then you have, of course, his normal attack. Not much to mention here, except that it looks cool as hell. For Zhongli's passive abilities, there's Resonant Waves, which will increase shield strength by 5% if it is damaged. This can stack up to 5 times. Then, Dominance of Earth will allow Zhongli's entire kit scale off of HP. 1.39% for normal attack, 1.9% for skill damage, and 33% for Zhongli's burst. Then you have Arcanum of Crystal, which refunds 15% of ore used to craft polearms. Not too crazy, but very nice indeed. Overall, Zhongli's entire kit is absolutely insane. Now, you might be curious on which talents to prioritize. No matter how you build Zhongli, I truly feel that you'll want his skill to be leveled up as much as it can. This is because his shield is way too valuable to pass up. But to be more specific, here is what to do. For a complete tanky build, you of course want to do his skill first, burst second, and normal attack last if you want, but it's not necessary. For a DPS build or hybrid build, burst first, skill second, and normal attack last. As for the artifacts, there are quite a bit of different sets and combinations that you can use. For the main tank build, the best artifacts that comes to mind is Tenacity. The 2-piece bonus will give you 20% more HP, and the 4-piece bonus states that when a skill hits an enemy, the attack of party members is increased by 20%, and their shield strength is increased by 30% for 5 seconds. This can be triggered once every 0.5 seconds. Note that the dong will be able to trigger this benefit. Say that you don't want to run the full Tenacity set. What other artifacts can you pair with it? You can do 2-piece Archaic Petra for 15% geo damage bonus, 2-piece Noblesse for 20% burst damage bonus, 2-piece Emblem for 20% energy recharge, if you have an energy problem that is, or you can do 2-piece Varukasha's Glow for another 20% HP bonus. These will all do perfectly fine, and for the main stats, you mainly want HP since this is a pure tank build. HP Sands, HP Cup, and HP headpiece. Substats will be HP and energy recharge. Anything else is a bonus. Realistically, this can get you at least 40,000 HP. Especially paired with the right weapon, you might be able to achieve a little more, but we'll get to that. For a DPS hybrid build, you can do quite a bit of different things. Firstly, the stats for this build will be HP Sands, Geo Damage Cup, and a crit rate or crit damage headpiece. Substats should be crit, HP, and ER. This should hopefully be at least 30,000 HP in total. The reason why we are still keeping HP Sands is because the difference between that and attack is very little. Almost as small as my cup. So I feel that you'll benefit more from HP. For the artifacts, you can still go with the full tenacity like the tank build. What you can also do is pair up tenacity up with the other artifacts I mentioned earlier. These will realistically be fine for this build, but for a little more damage, you can do 2-piece Noblesse and 2-piece Archaic Petra. This is what I personally use, and with it, I still have about 30,000 HP and quite a bit of crit. As long as your shield is leveled pretty decent, you can get away with this much HP and be fine. A few things to add here. 4-piece Archaic Petra is not ideal as it requires Zhongli to pick up the right crystallized reaction to benefit from the damage bonus. This bonus is only for the element that is crystallized and picked up. This sucks, TBH. Retracing Belide's shield strength bonus only applies to the equipping character, meaning Zhongli will only have the benefit. And 4-piece Varukasha's Glow, although it gives a decent damage bonus to skills and burst, the additional damage bonus that you can receive is only if Zhongli is damaged, which can happen, but it might be rare if your shield is already too strong, and Zhongli will never get hurt, especially when he is only on the field for a little bit. So overall, not ideal. Moving on to his best weapons. For the tank build, he can benefit greatly from the Black Tassel. Yes, a 3-star polearm. Although its passive is borderline useless, the HP bonus from its main stat is perfect. At max level, this can be a 46.9% HP bonus. Another option that just came out recently is the Fontaine craftable weapon called Rightful Reward. This also has a HP percent stat, but I must mention that this can only be maxed out to 27.6%. Way lower than Black Tassel, but the option is there. For the DPS hybrid builds, ER weapons will help if you do have energy problems. So Favonius will be great for generating particles for the team. Prototype Star Glitter is pretty good. The Catch is also good, but you're most likely using that on someone else. The Skyward Spine polearm is also a great option. And if you have it, the Engulfing Lightning isn't a bad choice either. Crit weapons will also be a no-brainer. The Staff of Homa is the best in slot for a build like this because it gives a huge amount of crit damage, as well as its HP passives being perfect for Zhongli. Jade Spear is also a good choice. Deathmatch is good for those who purchase the Battle Pass. Blacklift polearm is good for crit damage. And if you're really on budget, White Tassel will suffice for the crit rate. For attack polearms, if needed, you got a few options. There's Zhongli's signature weapon, which will increase his shield strength and attack. Remember, the shield strength is only for him. Another option is Calamity Queller. It will give decent attack and some elemental damage bonus. And Lithic Spear is alright, but it depends on whether or not you have Lewa characters in the party. Next up, let's talk about Zhongli's teams. Since Zhongli's primary focus is to keep you alive, he can be slotted with literally anyone. But there are some instances where Zhongli is more valuable. Instances like Wanderer. It's quite annoying when you're flying in the air in creative mode and you get staggered. Ayato, who can get easily interrupted while in his skill. Cases like these is where Zhongli is needed most. But other than that, he can go with pretty much anyone. To end the video, here are some final thoughts. Zhongli, even though he is a monster of a character, since he is Geo, he will be limited to what he can provide in teams. We all know that Geo reactions don't bring much and are almost useless. That being said, other shielders like Baiju or Kiara will provide a little more just because they are Dendro. Layla and Diona, both cryo shielders, can be useful with freeze and melt teams. Now do not let what I just said twist your mind, because Zhongli is arguably cooler than all of these mentioned characters, so you don't have to worry about it. Other than that, Zhongli is absolutely a broken character, and for those who are pulling him on his rerun, may you have the best of luck. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed and found this video useful. If you did and want to see more from me, a like and subscribe will be much appreciated. Thanks for watching, and take care.
How about you subscribe to Geo and come back for the next video? 飛び込め海の色を変えろ忘れたくない青になるそうだラムネの味何回なんだ生きてくように二人